You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
Feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it. The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together. Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Oh, God. Oh, God. What just happened? Holy.
Honestly, we don't know. I've never seen anything like this, so I don't know.
Oh, my God. Folks, welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wolldog, sitting with my buddies, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
I've been a Charger fan a long time. I have nothing to say to you guys. I'm speechless at the moment. Good
This
morning.
has been a
Afternoon,
wild
evening.
and
Where are we?
wacky day. It has been wild and wacky, but let's not forget Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
Oh, God. Hey. Usually, sometimes we do
Ooh,
shots
classy
on
bits.
this.
Yeah.
It just feels like a classy, we just won the Super Bowl celebration kind of night.
It is a victory of sorts, folks. We will get into the reason why, but I want to get this out of the way.
It's a victory.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I was just in Vegas. My body is
No,
not
it's okay.
capable. I'm with
this
you
is
in
for you,
solidarity.
buddy. Cheers. Oh, my God.
I am ready for all the crap talking for drinking wine. It just feels like a wine occasion to me. It
You
really
just
does. It just
You stepped up in the class system right here.
That's
we
right.
did.
With those new
We're no
players.
longer small budget, don't spend money. Now we're ballers that drink 100-year-old wine. You know, like that's just who we are as Chargers now.
Oh, man.
You know that came from a box, though.
We're sommeliers now.
We're the sommeliers of NFL fans.
My wife would not allow boxed wine in my house. I know it's not from a box.
Too much
All
class.
right. Well, gang, it's been a hot minute since we've talked about like
Yeah.
topical stuff.
Sorry.
Forgive us.
Hey,
Forgive us.
sorry if you turned into Friday and were
Right.
expecting.
You turned into Friday. You saw a title that said hype off, went, oh, yeah, these guys are going to get hype. And we're sadly
Was-
disappointed that we didn't
yeah.
talk a word about it. So,
That is 100% me and Kevin's fault. We were
we blame
not in a
ourselves.
position to talk. Yeah.
yeah. So
We were talking
were-
to each other a lot, which was
Oh, yeah.
rad.
If
But-
you're on Twitter, you saw that we were very vocal, but we were still kind of in off-season mode, and now the news is happening. Everything is happening. It's crazy. It's not a drill, folks. Things are happening. There's lots to talk about.
It's happening. It's Michael Scott. I just watched that. It's
really is.
happening. It's happening. It's f***ing happening.
What do we do?
We've got Craig
calm.
experience. We've got a fan focus, and as always, an Ask Boltfam. But let's start this off one thing at a time. Let's go in chronological order, if we will. First, we haven't even had a chance to talk about this yet, but back on March 8th, the
This
Chargers
is how bad we are.
extended Mike Williams. So let's talk about that first. The extension of Mike Williams, it was something that all of us talked about wanting. And we got it. And, you know,
I called that.
yeah,
big
$60
time.
million deal for $60 million, 3 years with $40 million fully guaranteed. And yet still only affecting the cap $14 million,
Right.
which is
So-
crazy to me.
Yeah.
You save $4.5 million from if we had tagged him. And that's
Absolutely.
why you do the long-term deal is because
Absolutely.
you can structure it way that it benefits the club in the long term.
Absolutely. So
That was
yeah.
It was great news. I'm so glad that they did that. Like everyone was a lot of people were on the fence. I was so certain that I needed that
Yeah.
for my team. Like it was just a relief, and seeing him go in there and sign his contract and be like, "You guys work here? You guys work out here every day?
That was cute.
Who's,
yeah.
who's in the gym?
Wait, who's rolling
Like
right now? Let's
Justin,
go."
DJ, we're all in there. Where have
Yeah.
you been?
Yeah, where
Yeah.
you been, man?
You just got paid. Now get in there with the big boys.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great to see Mike get extended. So just, solidifying that now we've got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams going into next season, 2 big targets for Justin Herbert, and getting that offense shouldered up. And then you guys went to Vegas and got
Yeah,
a
we
chance
did.
to meet a Charger Chat listener.
Yeah, dude. We met SD Joe.
Let's go.
21 on Twitter. Dude was amazing. Like
Yeah.
we were playing the Top Golf and he works over there. He just stopped by and we just hung out, dude. It was awesome.
Did you
That
say
is great.
Did you just say the Top Golf?
The Top
Like-
Top
Golf.
golf.
The internet or
The top of the golf. I'm just glad that when he showed up, I was swinging the ball. I was hitting the
Yeah,
ball well.
yeah,
And
I
my
was
swing was
shocked.
looking good because
Honestly
as soon as he left, I kind of like relaxed
went
and I started
to hell,
shanking
yeah.
shit. So it worked out.
Yeah.
It worked
That's
out.
funny.
I didn't embarrass
Joe
myself.
doesn't know.
Joe doesn't know.
No,
He
but it
will
was
never.
awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he like strolled in and met us, and it was like talking to an old friend. It wasn't like because I'm kind of an introvert, so I don't love talking to new people. But it was so comfortable. He just popped in, started talking about Chargers, the draft, his family. It's and that's why we love Charger fans, because
Absolutely.
it is a little
Best.
community and it's awesome.
And I don't know how you could be uncomfortable with a smile like Joe's. That
Yeah, I know.
is
Look at
that's
that
$1
thing.
million
I didn't know
smile,
that
man.
smile was coming.
And Joe's amazing. He's working. Mike Maudlin's moving out to Vegas because they're going to work together. So
Oh, look at
Charger
that.
community coming together, man. I love it so much.
That is awesome. Well, way to
Yeah,
go,
Congrats, Mike.
Joe. Thanks for
Good work, Joe.
taking care of my guys while they were out there. And while my guys were out there, the big bomb hit. Yeah.
Do you want to like it? We were sitting in a casino. Kyle and I were playing this like electronic
yeah, let's tell the story.
blackjack game. And I swear to God, a whole bunch of people looked at us. It was like we won a jackpot, like $1 million. Like we lost our shit.
We were
like,
hugging, jumping up and down, screaming.
we lost our minds.
We lost our minds. And our uncle was in the bathroom, probably a good 100 yards away. And he said he could hear us screaming. He ran out to check what was going on.
If you were in the Planet Hollywood, you heard this shit. It was
Okay.
loud.
So say what it was. We haven't even said what made you guys scream. What affected? What happened? Who did what?
Yeah, I was just checking my phone because I don't really like gambling, so I got bored. So I checked my phone and I had an alert.
Oh,
Khalil
alert.
Mack you know how when you're reading an alert and you see the name first,
Yeah.
but then you have to read it as fast as you can to the bottom to see what team it goes to.
What happened to Khalil Mack? Was he hit by a car? Is he flying into space? Like what happened?
Yeah, I saw Khalil Mack, and then I just skimmed and saw Chargers, and I just lost my mind.
Oh,
Kevin,
man.
Khalil Mack to the Chargers.
Yeah, it was
screaming.
So, I still can't believe this is real, man. Like we were.
I know.
We
I
were
went to
talking about
bed
it
and
being
woke
great.
up. I didn't think it was real.
No, like
I had to double check.
It literally just my whole day kind of stopped there. I blacked out the rest of the day. So I don't know. I still can't believe it's real. I can't believe we get to rub it in Raiders fans' faces. I can't. There's a lot of the things I
Every
can't believe.
car sack is just that much sweeter when Khalil Mack.
And guys, we were hoping, like Rumpf can step up. He can be our number one.
Right.
We had no idea what the game
That
plan
wasn't
was.
the game plan. Clearly,
because as we've mentioned, like we've just not seen this level of aggression before for such a big name like Khalil Mack, like a guy that has continued to be productive. And the only reason he wasn't productive last year was from the injury, but even prior to that injury was still putting up numbers.
We have like top 5 rushers in the league on the same team.
Well, yeah, here's the thing with Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack is dominant like Joey Bosa.
Yeah.
So what happens? Teams are going to scheme Khalil Mack.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, Robert Quinn has an out of this world all year career year because he's playing opposite Khalil Mack.
Mm-hmm.
And now what do you do? What do you do?
What do you do?
What do you do?
Pick your poison.
You have to just guess which one is going to have a worse play that down.
Right.
That's it. That's all you can do.
Who's going to have a little half-second stutter in their step? And
they're screwed. They're absolutely screwed.
And by they, you mean every
opponent.
Every player,
every single opponent,
every coach, every defensive coordinator, everyone is
Russell
screwed.
Wilson second guessed his decision to go to the Broncos.
This happened like
immediately after.
2 days after that. You know, he was just like, "What the f- did I just allow?
Yeah,
what just happened?
I just left the NFC to go into the toughest division in football.
The gauntlet, dude.
Yeah. No, it was pretty crazy. So to see Khalil Mack, excuse me, to the Chargers. And his hit was only $17.7 million hitting the cap. The big shout out to Daniel Popper for making a freaking spreadsheet
Oh my
of
God.
like,
I don't know how anyone knows any of this.
But he's keeping his spreadsheet up to date. So thank God for that. But we traded away a second rounder, and was it a fifth, sixth rounder
next year?
Next year.
Yeah,
so not even picks from this year. So
that wasn't the multiple ones the Bears gave up by any means.
No, not even close. So
the Bears haven't had a first round pick since getting Khalil because of that trade.
Yeah,
this
is it's wild.
See, everyone was. I really feel strongly about this. Like people were really hating on Tommy T this year. And I'm seeing nothing but praise right now because this was so unexpected. That's why I really feel like he really works with the coach, the head coach that he has. That I believe that. You look what Brandon Staley is getting. He's getting guys he's worked with. He's getting guys that he needs for his scheme. This is clear as day. So let's see what the draft does. But so far, he's got some.
Oh well, we're just
cushion.
We've just dabbled our toes into what has happened.
Everything that's happened. So
there's still more.
Yeah. There's plenty more.
The best is yet to come.
That was a trade. That was Khalil Mack. We traded some picks away.
Yeah, before free agency
took on some of his money hit. Chicago's still paying for part of his contract. They've got some dead money cap hit. Yeah. So awesome. We've got Khalil Mack opposite Joey Bosa, and we're losing our minds because that in itself is a huge get. I think that immediately raises the defense. And then today, folks, Monday, March 14th, we record this a day early, so I apologize. But today, free agency started, and there have been a lot of rumblings. Yes. A lot of like, ooh, this guy's Chargers are looking at this guy. Ooh, Chargers looking at this guy. Oh, who's it going to be? And I think obviously the biggest name at the top of that list was J.C. Jackson. Yep. That is a name that just looking at his interception, the guy's called Mr. Interception, by the way. He's got his own brand.
Mr. _INT if you're on Twitter.
That's his Twitter. But he's got his own T-shirts and hats and stuff that say Mr. Interceptions.
Do you want to know a crazy stat that I saw somebody put up? Since 2020, the Chargers have 17 interceptions. Guess who has 17 interceptions by himself?
Dude. Yes.
That's nuts.
The guy is crazy. The guy had 16 or 17 interceptions in the last 2 years.
Yeah, he's a ball hawk.
And so that was the top, I think, of a lot of our list as far as like, we've got the cap space. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. And sure enough, we do. Chargers giving former Patriots cornerback J.C. Jackson a 5-year, $82.5 million deal that invoices $40 million guaranteed per source. And all of it started off with Derwin James doing these freaking eye emojis, looking left and right, and it happens. And honestly, the biggest thing that blows my hair back about this is that like he's only hitting our cap for $8 million. That's it. $8 million is all the cap is hitting, and obviously we're going to be paying him more than that for signing bonuses and stuff like that, but. Everybody that's like, "Ooh, I don't know if we've got the cap space," is like, dude, it's only $8 million he's hitting.
That's so okay. So this is an absolute crazy signing. One, we were actually connected to this guy. Like we saw all of the Chargers start to follow him 2 days ago.
This happened,
and then like obviously right off the get go, it was like Chargers connected to Jason, like all this stuff, and it's like it actually came to fruition. I was like, okay, now that there's all this buzz, there's no way this is gonna happen. There's absolutely no way.
Yeah.
And it actually hits. That's what my initial reaction. That's insane that we actually hit on something that we've been tied to. Best player at his position in free agency. Just absolutely insane. I know every Charger fan is excited. I don't know anyone that's like, oh, bummer.
Yeah. This guy spent too much.
We're paying him. He's the 6th highest paid corner in the NFL right now. It's not as if we just unloaded the truck on the guy. I feel like we got a really, really good deal for getting one of the best guys, and it's just a crazy, I do not know what happened. He must really love Derwin. Derwin must be working overtime to get JC. Maybe he's like, hey dude, I'm going to get like $100 million deal here in a year. I'll hook it up a little bit. Just come.
I went back and looked at JC Jackson's Twitter, and he posted his Pro Bowl video that the New England Patriots had put up. Half the video he's hanging out with Derwin James.
Yeah.
Just gonna say there was probably a conversation about.
Well, I don't know all of the relationship that they have, but they're both from Florida. They both went high school at the same exact time.
I didn't know they were same high school.
No, not same high school. They're both in Florida.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He went to University of Florida for a year, and Derwin went to Florida State.
Got it.
But then JC ended up going to Maryland. So I don't know all the details. Maybe in high school they knew it. Maybe they were close enough that they knew each other. Obviously, they were both studs in the same time. So maybe they did 7-on-7 stuff together. But yeah, Derwin, his eyes post on Twitter all day today. And then as later on in the day, did the 2 eyes post.
Yeah, went from 1 to 2.
Yeah.
It was just like, come on, Derwin. Like, what are you doing to me?
I knew it was happening for sure when Joey Bosa followed him. because Joey Bosa doesn't ever
Doesn't
do that
follow
shit.
anybody.
He's busy
Yeah.
doing, anime or whatever he's doing at
Sure.
home.
He's got some video games to play.
He's got some video games. When he followed, I was like, oh, this is happening. I felt confident for sure.
So how do you guys feel? This might interrupt what we're talking about, but how do you guys feel about the idea that everyone says the Spanos don't want to pay? They don't have the money to pay people, right?
It's out the window now.
No, but here's my point. That has been the history forever.
Yes.
In San Diego, that's always why people said that we didn't go after big names. And the argument to that is, well, there's a salary cap and we're always near the salary cap or have dead money. So we're obviously spending money. But just because you're hitting salary cap doesn't mean you're spending money, right? A guy like JC Jackson, we gave him his signing bonus was probably 10 mil, and you need that cash to pay him, right? You need this guaranteed money cash to be able to pay him. This is not what we've done in the past because I don't think we had the money to do it in the past. Just because you're hitting cap doesn't mean you're spending money. To get these kind of guys, you have to spend above and beyond. How many millions and millions of dollars are we spending above cap in the incentives in the way that we're dealing with these contracts?
Yeah.
I think we finally have a little bit of cash flow and they're trying to go after a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
25 million signing bonus, actually, just to
25, yeah.
So,
And that means they had to have that cash sitting around.
had to be,
Here
we
you go.
had to have that in the bank.
We're not worried
Don't
about the
cash that
lawsuits.
check till Friday, please.
Yeah. It's exciting. Like, I'm not used to this. Like, I'm not used to seeing this from us. And it's clearly an all-in situation. We're not, no one. He's saying that we're not doing, there's no window for Justin Herbert. There's clearly is.
Yes.
And they're going
Yes.
after a fucking defense. Because there
Absolutely.
is a window for him when they're going to have to pay him so much money that these would not be realistic signings in the future.
Yeah. 82.5 million, 25 million signing bonus, 40 million in guarantees. Like,
It's a lot of millions.
that's a lot of millions. And then, but then that it still just blows my mind that it's only hitting the cap 8 million and still plenty of space left to spend.
And we haven't even cut Balaga yet.
And we haven't even cut Balaga
Which is inevitable.
yet. It has to be inevitable. I mean, it is a little weird that it hasn't happened yet, but it has to, right? Like, there's no way that he's made some kind of miraculous recovery that he's just like, I feel 10 years younger and I'll take on 2 guys. I'll double team people or something like that.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what the free agent right tackles are like in the next couple days, because I think we'll find out pretty quick what that's going to be all about.
Well, I think that could be
10 million is a lot, and you could get in the mix with some guys with the money we still have left over.
I think
Absolutely.
right tackle is the play for the draft, to be honest, now after all that we've done. But we haven't even finished what we did today.
So to finish out,
of riches.
Yeah, to finish JC Jackson shared his feelings. He told Phil Perry of NBC Sports Boston that he thinks the Chargers are going to be a lot for opponents to handle. Love LA, love Cali. Not only that, the defense, I think I can add some value to that defense. That's a stacked group. And imagine me there. It's going to be scary. So,
Amen.
a freaking man.
Terrifying.
So exciting, dude. I just I'm going to take my hat off. That's how excited I am.
Yeah, it's
I
so
had to take a
hot.
moment. Getting pressure on my head from
Hot
all the
and bothered.
excitement.
Yeah.
All the heat's rising to the top.
Right.
So that was huge. And even prior to that, the Chargers extended the contract of kicker Dustin Hopkins.
Kickman is back.
Kickman is back in full effect. Yes, he is back. He gets his monies. So that should be finalized as early as next week. Hopkins made 34 field goals for the Los Angeles last season. So good for that. I think they actually came out with his contract numbers. He's only hitting the cap about 1.9 million. Yeah. So that's not too bad. We also tendered. We didn't talk about this. Donald Parham tendered his contract.
That's a good sign that he's doing okay after that scary game where he got hurt. So I think he can be a force. He can be a problem for a lot of teams.
Big time. And also tendered Jalen Guyton, which was kind of a surprise. Nobody really saw that coming. So
you have your receiver core, right? What are you going to do? You have 4 guys now that are. So it's not like you're going to add a big piece anymore. Maybe if a guy falls in the first round of the draft,
it's easier to choose.
Holy cow, is he here?
It's easier.
Then
to
you pick him up because Jalen is only on a 1-year tender deal,
right?
But with Palmer, Guyton, Mike, and Keenan, you're returning all 4 of your guys. So yeah, that's I love that. I love that the chemistry that they had. I love that they get a whole nother year, not only for Justin to have a whole year under the same coordinator, but a whole nother year with the same guys.
Yeah. Consistency.
Yeah. Big time. And then later on today, as if we thought that J.C. Jackson, like that would be the big thing. That's
enough.
We're
I'm
good.
done. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, stop touching it. It's done.
Thank you, Tommy. I love you. Yeah.
Ian Rappaport tweeted out, former Giants defensive tackle Austin Johnson is expected to sign with the Chargers. Source said, another ad on D. So
they went and got a guy. So heard the name. I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't know who it was. I did a little Google search. Seems like he's a really good run stopper, which is exactly what we need inside.
100% what we need.
With Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, I don't care if we have a pass rush up the middle. I just want bodies that aren't going to get moved out of the way.
Yeah.
That will just be in front of the quarterback and let those guys go kill people.
Yes.
So it sounds like we got a guy that's right now progressing in the right direction. He played 2 years with the Giants. This last year, he played a lot of snaps, had good productivity, but is becoming one of the big run stopping interior guys in the league. So I'm excited about it.
My box has been checked.
And not an extremely expensive signing.
Exactly.
So you go splash the pot with Khalil Mack and JC. You got to have some of these guys that are just going to be able to step up and play the scheme in a good way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his deal with the Chargers worth up to $14 million over 2 years. So that's
he got paid.
Yeah, he still got paid. I mean, that's still nothing to sneeze at.
No.
Daniel Popper had this little bit that he wrote about when he was looking at. Let's see. This is what I wrote about Johnson in my prospective free agent list last month. He said about Austin Johnson, was a second-round pick from the Titans in 2016, finished 8th among NFL interior defensive linemen in defensive stops, which PFF defines as any tackle that constitutes a failure for the offense. He also finished 5th among defensive linemen in tackles on run plays with 64, according to True Media. He will turn 28 in May and has played in every game over the past 5 seasons. So he's a healthy son of a bitch. So
let's go.
So we thought that was it.
What is that? No, but what is that? What do you think that means for the guys on the roster right now? For like Justin and
well, Justin Jones is not on the roster.
Justin Jones is
he's
free
not
agent.
coming.
And
He's
Christian,
not coming
Christian
back.
Covington is not on the roster.
Linval Joseph
not on the roster. So there's still room. There's still room for us to add. Might be through the draft, but you still have who do you have?
Fahoko. Yeah.
You got our first round pick that does kind of whatever, but he's still on the roster and we're paying him.
Dog.
Yeah, Tillery. So there's still pieces there, but yeah, those are 2 huge ads to make all Charger fans like. Oh, I feel like we're going into the draft with like just take best guy.
Whatever is cool with me now.
Yeah,
I'm feeling good.
Give me the best guy.
Yeah.
Still
And then
still like penning.
After we heard about Austin Johnson, we thought
Kevin
that was it.
Stop saying who you like in the draft.
Sorry, I forgot. Totally forgot.
As if we thought Austin Johnson was it. Ian Rappaport came out again. Former Rams defensive tackle Sebastian Joseph-Day is expected to sign with the Chargers. Source said he gets a 3-year deal worth $24 million with $15 million fully guaranteed. Jesus, what is going on?
Dude, I wonder if they're like cards working, the Chargers cards working after today. I think the bank's going to put a stop on spending because that's just a lot in one day, boys. That is a lot.
Yeah,
that's just awesome.
Super Bowl winner, defensive tackle Sebastian Joseph-Day.
We made the first couple, and I was like, okay, that was great. Some of the other bigger names that we like, but
cool.
It's not going to happen. And then this shit happens. I think this is Brandon Staley.
100%. That Khalil Mack, Sebastian Joseph-Day, these are guys that he coached. And Joseph-Day had one of he had like a breakout year in his year under Staley on the Rams. He knows our scheme. He knows coach. He knows the expectation. Coach talks about how he built his first year. All he wanted to do was build culture. Mm-hmm. This guy comes in knowing the culture. You don't have to go revamp. You don't have to onboard and teach him everything. This guy's ready to rock and roll. Khalil Mack, ready to rock and roll. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
that's what it is. And so, yeah, you can't say Staley doesn't have
some kind of an influence,
especially on free agents. Like Mac was a trade. This is all right. I'm going here. So it's even that as well.
Yeah. So as it stands right now, the Chargers starting defense in the nickel formation, you've got Joey Bosa, Austin Johnson, Sebastian Joseph-Day, and Khalil Mack on the line, which is it's insane. That is crazy. Drew Tranquil and Kenneth Murray in the linebacker, and then you've got J.C. Jackson on the corner, Asante Samuel Jr. in the slot, Derwin James safety, Nasir Adderley safety, Michael Davis cornerback. I mean, shut up.
Let's go.
This is insane.
When's the season start?
Yeah. Like,
I'm so ready for this.
I think this is also another thing that the Charger fans were talking about, like address the defense in free agency. Like That, I mean, our defense was what it was last year. And obviously, stopping the run game was a big deal. And these pickups, all on the line of Khalil Mack, Sebastian Joseph-Day, and Austin Johnson, should shore that up real fast.
Yeah.
And I mean, come on. Like, this is insane.
The only one player that I'm still like, what's going to happen is Kaiser White. We've not acted a linebacker at all.
That would be cool to add him back if it's possible.
Yep.
Homegrown talent.
Kaiser White would be great to come back. I mean, Uchenna Nwosu tweeted out the other day. He said business is business. So
yeah, he knows. It's sad. We love Chenna.
Yeah.
He was off this last year. Like that Raider game was actually incredible.
Yes.
So he's gonna get paid somewhere. Just don't go to the AFC West, dude. Please.
I'm worried about Gus Bradley. He drafted him, so I'm worried that that's gonna happen. I just don't want him. I have so much respect for him. I don't want to see him in the AFC West.
Me neither. Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is, but man, that defense has been just completely revamped. Like,
guys, I have so many new jerseys to buy. This is a problem.
There's a lot. There's going to be quite a few.
So, okay, out of this list, who would be the first jersey you
Khalil
grab?
Mack for me.
You grabbing Mack?
Yeah.
That's easy.
I just like 50 numbers too.
Sure.
I guess it depends on if he changes, but I like the way that 50 numbers look on jerseys.
Yeah. It'd be.
I like the big boys too. I could, I don't know. I think I'll go Khalil Mack. What am I saying? I'm an idiot. I already said I would do that. Because if I run into him and he gets it signed, that shit's like super wall worthy.
Oh yes, absolutely. Well, if you don't spend too much money on new jerseys, folks, you can always go over to chargerchat.com. Check out some of the sweet merch that we have over there. We've got t-shirts, we got hoodies and stickers. And we've also got a member section where you can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers and ask questions and Ask Boltfam. So go check it out, chargerchat.com. Only if you've got money left over after all those new jerseys, okay? I mean, you can still come by and chat.
We should be secondary, though. We'll really support getting some...
Support the new players.
Support them.
Okay, folks. Well, we've got our next segment. It is the one and only Craig Experience.
Craig?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Kevin forgot.
I got excited.
He got too excited.
I got too excited.
I lost my cool.
Come on in, man. Kick your feet up.
Craig Experience.
Hello there. Make yourself at home. Got some stuff to talk about, right? Moving on.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. As I sat down to record, my phone started going off. It's buzzing. Crazy. And I pick it up because I think maybe it's an emergency. Might be my wife. I don't know. News flashes across my phone that and at the risk of being 1,000% wrong about this, I've verified it through like 2 or 3 reputable sources that the Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers, have traded a 2nd and a 6th round pick in the 2023 draft to the Chicago Bears for Khalil freaking Mack. I know you lying. Sorry, my manners. CC gang. All the salutes. And to the rest of the Bolt fam, what's goody? She got Craig in Texas, and welcome to a flabbergasted edition of the Craig Experience. Holy, pardon my posture, folks. I'm borderline floored right now. Khalil Mack, opposite Joey Bosa. All this on the heels of the news that we got that a one Russell Wilson was being traded to the Denver Broncos, and we all let off a collective sigh. I mean, out of relief. I mean, that one hurt. It was a gut punch. And your boy, I guess, feel free to call me Craigstradamus, said a while back in this post that I felt like this was inevitably going to happen. And then like all the changes happen with Rodgers' old, QB coach getting the gig over in Denver. And then it just kind of seemed like it was going to be a Rodgers thing. And then when the Rodgers news dropped that he was re-signing with Green Bay, we all then let out a collective sigh of relief, only to then have the Russell Wilson news smack us in the face like shortly thereafter. Look, it don't matter now. We got us a full-on AFC West arms race. Poor Derek Carr. Hell, poor everybody. All the opposing quarterbacks. We now have arguably the best pass rushing duo in the entire NFL. Holy. All this comes prior to free agency, by the way, which is what this video was supposed to be about. And I'll roll into it. But, yo, I mean, it's clear that Staley's fingerprints are all over this masterpiece. I can imagine him walking over to a Telesco's office, knocking on the door, poking his head in and just saying, hey, Tom, remember, look at me. I'm the captain now. And Tom's clearly falling in line. Whew, we understand and know the relationship that was cultivated in Chicago when Brandon Staley was the linebackers coach for Mr. Mack. And this just makes perfect sense. Like I said before, this is all pre-free agency. The plan still remains the same for me as far as I'm concerned. You go in, attack interior defensive line, try to walk away with like at least 2 guys. And now their edge isn't really a concern anymore. Go after a corner. And I think they're going to do that. If anything, I think we walk out of here or going into the draft having addressed those 2 needs specifically. And then that presents some interesting options come April 28th in the first round. And moving there forward, you can get into a situation where you can go best player available and then use the second through the rest of that bad boy to address other needs, create some greater depth, look at some guys to back up maybe some of the vets you've brought in who maybe only have like a few years left. Let those dudes get groomed behind them, and voila, you've now built a long-term contender. This feels freaking amazing, doesn't it? And the beauty of it all is it's just getting started. We haven't even gotten into free agency yet. And again, I do believe there's some big things coming. Let's call it a hunch. Fam, look, I don't even have any questions. I'll get you good folks out of here on this because I am downright giddy right now. And let me go ahead and bounce so I don't miss any other news. Who knows what the hell Brandon Staley done in the last 20 minutes. So if you guys want to chat about this or anything else Charger related, holla at your boy over on Twitter, Mr. TOP_FLYT3. Check your boy out on YouTube at the Flight Deck, Charger to the Game. Until the next one, y'all already know the gang. Y'all know what it is. See y'all later. Okay, love you. Bye. I'm out.
Well, folks, when you have a podcast with one person, you can get things out pretty quickly. When you have a podcast with 3 people, it takes a little bit of time, but we try to get it out pretty regularly. When you start to throw Craig and Mike Modlin and stuff in, timing doesn't always work.
Again, I'd like to say Kyle and I blew it. We usually lines up perfectly. Kyle and I sucked it hard this week.
Sorry, guys.
Our apologies yet again.
So obviously,
he is a Nostradamus.
Craig Stradamus,
exactly
strikes again. So yeah, even though this was recorded prior to everything that happened today, dude nailed everything that the Chargers just did as far as the defensive line, picking up a cornerback, and not just any old cornerback. Like, we're talking about Mr. Interception. We're talking about Austin Johnson and Sebastian and like, holy cow. So Craig Stradamus strikes again. He called his shot. He recorded it earlier. And so that's why I will constantly refer to Craig on any major football decisions. I'll be like, Craig, what did you think?
What do you think, Craig? Craig, where are you at,
Let's get your opinion. So
yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, I also, the comment about we were scared of Aaron Rodgers because they hired his quarterback coach.
Yeah,
now the Broncos are stuck with the Broncos are stuck with the quarterback coach as head coach and no Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Yeah.
You get Russell Wilson, which the Chargers have beat pretty consistently. So
yeah.
Wow. So there you go, folks. Craig,
I'm excited to hear Craig next week after
everything that's happened.
Yeah,
today.
on Twitter, he's hyped right now.
Oh yeah,
he's like, this can't be real life. What's happening? Just losing it. So I'm excited for next week's segment.
Yeah,
it'll be fun to listen to. So thank you, Craig, for coming on and sharing your pre-free agency business. Can't wait to see the post-free agency business. And that's the thing is like, as we mentioned earlier, like nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw Telesco signing all of these guys on the very first day, being that aggressive. If anything, people have said Telesco has not been aggressive in the past, and that has completely changed within the past 48 hours. Like whenever, I can't remember when we signed Khalil Mack, but like this last week, it's been a completely different GM. Like it feels like, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, like I said, Coach Staley has a lot to do with what's happening for us.
I'm sure. I don't doubt it.
And what he did last year, I honestly said what he did last year, how good that offense was, the pieces that we were clearly missing, they took notice, and he did everything right last year. And the defense needed help, and that's what they're giving him.
Yes, 100%. All right. Well, now it is time to move on to the next segment. It is Fan Focus. Let's see what fan we've got this week.
All right, guys, we are back with another Fan Focus, and we are super pumped to have Brent from Winnipeg, Canada. What is going on, Brent?
Not much, just trying to survive this winter.
I know, dude.
Hold up here.
It's freezing. I feel you. Yeah, so what are we at? What's the temperature today? How's it feeling?
Today's warm. It's -6 degrees Celsius.
Woo! Yikes. Yeah, that's rough. So, but hey, some warm news came out today. That was a shitty segue, but I'll take it. Some warm, toasty news.
It's just been a smile on my face for like the last entire week. It's crazy.
I love it. And we will get to this warm news. But before we do that, we got to ask everybody, how did you become a Charger fan?
I started becoming a football fan because, well, living in Canada with the CFL, the local football team being the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And kind of funny, you look at that team, lightning bolts. I had no at the time, but back in 2001, they drafted a running back by the name of Charles Roberts, and he was a really good running back, pass catching running back. He just did everything. And then when I was going into high school, a lot of my friends became football fans, and I had no interest in being a bandwagon type of fan. So that crossed off of like the Steelers, the Raiders, the Patriots, the Colts. And I had no interest in being like a normal Winnipeg Vikings or Packers fan. So just kept scrolling. And then I came across this guy named LaDainian Tomlinson, and he just reminded me a lot of Charles Roberts, and that both just put a huge smile on my face back then. And the love has just been growing more and more every day since.
That's awesome. And if you go to a home game, San Diego / Los Angeles is a lot better than Green Bay or Minnesota or any of those teams closer to you.
Oh, definitely. I've been to three Charger games.
Awesome. Well, so then before we get into the fun news, like what's been your biggest Charger memory? What's like been the one thing that it really sticks with you?
Well, there was a couple ones when like really turned a tide. The first time I shed a tear for the Chargers was that Patriots game in 2006 with LT's MVP season.
Yeah.
First time I shed a tear for the Bolts, and you just never forget that. That entire season was just a huge roller coaster, up and up and up, and then all the way to the biggest drop off that you just couldn't expect. Another big moment was the first time I saw them live, which was in 2013 when Mike McCoy was our rookie head coach. It was against the Giants at the beginning of December because Winnipeg weather sucks in the wintertime, so may as well go to California.
There you go.
Two birds with stone.
Yeah.
And I got to see Phillip Rivers beat the crap out of Eli Manning, and that was also Keenan Allen's rookie season. So that was a big game, and man, we won like 39-14 or something like that. It was that was pretty awesome. And you know, there's obviously the certain iconic moments. Then 2018, you know, Rivers' last real
yeah. There's been some exciting games and a lot of exciting.
And now Big Herb just fucking fun.
I know, dude. Herbert is just so much fun, and like we leaned into him so hard last year, like what the team was capable of. Some news has come out recently. There's a few players that we have added to the defensive side of the ball. What are your thoughts so far on this free agency and what the news of Khalil Mack, Austin Johnson, and Sebastian Joseph-Day?
It's crazy. It's like every time I'm like, man, I can never be surprised. And then like, wait, what did this Chargers just do? They just traded for Khalil Mack. Oh, they're putting all the money in for J.C. Jackson, and then they're filling in with the defense. Like, they obviously know that they're likely not going to get Jordan Davis at this point. He's not there anymore at 17. I think that combine eliminated that. So
yeah,
that middle is what's going there. But it's crazy. Like, last year was offensive line. This year's defense. The obvious needs of each of the team, and let's see what we get at the draft.
Yeah, they definitely went for it in like a 2-hour period. They got like 2 stud defensive linemen. So that's it's refreshing to say the least. But then our defense was bolstered, and Mike Williams is back, and there's still, believe it or not, some money left. So what's like a hope or something you hope happens in the next few days before all these free agents start getting swallowed up by other teams?
Well, I guess with the 2 recent free agent signings, like we can cross off Akeem Hicks on our list of wants.
Yeah.
We still have that punt returner, special teams returner, that void that I would really like to fill with Cordell Patterson, because I think he can fill a lot of different places on our offense, and obviously the role on special teams, and add also speed to our team. So I think he can do a pretty decent weapon, and he's got some history with our special teams coordinator.
Yeah, for sure. And then we just, signed Hopkins to a 3-year deal. So they've already signed one of our specialists. So I don't know what that means for the other ones, but
yeah,
time's ticking. You never know what's going to happen.
And there's that Lale Collins just lingering, waiting. Everyone just kind of waiting for the Cowboys to finally cut him and then push their chips in for him.
Yeah. Right tackle is where my eyes are set right now. And hopefully, if not in the free agency and the draft would be awesome. But Brent, it was so awesome chatting with you, man. It was great meeting you. And this was a year in the making. We tried to set this up last draft, and we finally got you on, and we're so pumped about it.
Yeah. For the draft, Trevor Penning or Jamison Williams, whoever, let's do it.
Sign me up. I'll take that all day long. So thanks a lot, man. We really appreciate your time, and let's keep interacting. Thanks for joining our website, and
thanks for having me.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, love you. Bye. Love you. Bye. Awesome.
Well, thank you, Brent, for coming on and chatting with Kev. I hope it warms up for you a little bit there in Winnipeg, up in the Peg, eh?
Beauty, eh? My brother from a northern mother, am I right?
Did you just make that up?
I did. That just came out.
Wow.
That's good, dude.
You should copyright that. Yeah.
It might be the episode title.
And yeah, there you go, brother from a northern mother. Hope we can fit that all in one line.
Yeah, because Khalil Mack is from Chicago. That's north.
Yes.
Most of these teams are north of us, technically. So I just justified
Good reason.
All right, dude, yeah. You lost it there. You should have just taken the compliment and moved on. Moved on. Trying too hard.
Double down. My apologies.
And also thank you for representing Charger Chat on your water bottle there, buddy. That is
an honorary K-Love you bye to you.
Absolutely. K-Love you bye, buddy. All right, folks. Well, now it is time to go on to the next segment. It is Ask Boltfam.
And it's full.
It is a chunky Ask Boltfam. Let's get into it.
Thick.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys.
Go jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do.
I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy.
That's right, folks. It is time for Ask Boltfam. Over 20 of you knuckleheads came in with questions, and we're going to hit each and every one of them. We started off with House of Hain, who asked the question, with the Mac attack, will Bosa get 15 or more sacks this year? Or even better, they both get over 15. And Kansas City, Las Vegas Raiders, and the little D. K, love you, bye.
Guys, we're going to, they better not do one of those giveaways. If you do a certain amount of sacks, you get a cheeseburger, because somebody's going out of fucking business. Big time.
Just sacks on sacks, right, Kev?
It's going to get sacky in this.
Give me a double sack sandwich, am I right?
Mac-a-sack.
Hacky sack giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, Kyle, it's like, what do you do? Like, you can't double team them both, and if you did, now you're opening yourself up down the middle, and like,
ain't
just
gonna
imagine
work.
Chris Rumpf. Just imagine Chris Rumpf, like what he's gonna learn in 1 year.
Oh my
playing
God,
underneath
yes.
both of these guys.
Yes.
Just oh God, but yeah, I don't know. I think 15 sacks for one of them, I think is very realistic.
And just think about the rotation too, with Rumpf and them coming in and how different they can make it look and how fresh these guys can be. This is like being set up for like a long push into the playoffs and where we all want to go.
Absolutely. Yeah, shoring up the defense and getting them to just stop the other team from putting up points. Like the amount of points that the Chargers put up last season per game. I mean, we were hitting 30 pretty consistently. So, if the Chargers can just stop the other team from scoring, I mean, those are wins. Those losses immediately turn into wins. So,
sacks and picks. That's what we're going to have next year.
Yeah, as it stands right now, we've still got Justin Herbert, and we've still got the same receivers as last year. The only thing that's still a question mark is that offensive line, as far as like who's going to still be sticking around. Obviously, Rashawn Slater and Lindsley will be there, but are we bringing Ibushi? I don't remember the contracts for Ibushi and Filer.
Filer's in. The right side's not.
Okay. Yeah, Ibushi. Blog is in technically right now, but
is he?
We'll see if he's still.
As it stands right now, we have
probably when this comes out. No, he probably won't be.
It's true. Yeah,
that's how things work.
Classic Charger chat.
Yeah, I think I read. I don't recall where that they have like 6 days to cut Balaga before they owe him some money. So I think we should at least hear about whatever's going on with Balaga within the next 6 days. But House of Hain, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Bolt the fuck up.
Certified the fresh.
Who asked the question?
First off, the Raiders. I don't understand why they feel the need to rock their gear in public. Your face tats, rat tail, and sunglasses inside already told us you were a big enough douchebag. Maybe it's so their caregivers can more easily locate those tards when they wander off the short bus. The Raiders. And now for my question. Are the Bolts going to acquire the entire Bears defensive line? Mack is being traded. Akeem Hicks is a signing formality, and now Eddie Goldman is a free agent. I'm guessing we can't get Goldman for cheap, given his production last year. His familiarity with the players and Staley should make for an easy fit and add some depth. What do you lads think? Also, did you notice that Mahomes got married the day after Mack got traded to the Chargers? Well, his wife must have known he didn't have much longer to live. She needed to seal the deal before the season started. And that idiot becomes a vegetable. I hope he's believing what he's saying now. Fuck Tess. Fuck the Chiefs and Mahomes. K, love you, fam. Both the up. Bye.
Both the up. Welcome. Hope you hang around.
I love
this was good.
Okay, so obviously this came out before free agency or what?
Right.
I think the question came out today, but I think everything happened so quickly.
It was
just
before we signed two defensive tackles.
Yeah.
But what if you don't re-sign the other two guys that are hanging? There's still room for a signing like this. Like if you could find a way to make it work, and you just really bolster that defensive line. I don't know what that would be money-wise, but
we don't really. I mean, you have Fehoko and Tillery, and then you have these two defense. You have 4 interior defensive linemen.
One more, right? Or we still have
not
Forrest
necessarily
Merrill and everything on there.
Yeah, well, you still have Forrest Merrill, but most of the time you're running nickel, right?
I'm just getting greedy now.
Yeah,
you see what I did there? It's like, yeah, let's bring them on.
Let's get them all. Give me all the defensive linemen.
Let's go.
I don't think that will happen, but
it's not going to. But that'd be fun as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's still. I mean, Jordan Davis isn't out of the conversation as far as a potential draft pick for the Chargers. It all depends.
Could you imagine him on here?
Yeah, I can.
I couldn't imagine that. I can't imagine that.
That would be the scariest line in the NFL.
That's just Brandon Staley dropping the mic on the NFL.
Absolutely. That's just try to get past this line. I
don't care. I have Justin Herbert. Everything I'm investing in is on the defense now.
Yeah.
Guess what? You won't be able to play against us on defense, and I'm going for it on every 4th down. You
exactly.
Yeah. So it's hard to say as far as what other. I mean, honestly, like if you can get J.C. Jackson's cap hit to only be $8 million,
what other kind of creative?
What other crazy nonsense could you possibly do with some of these other big names that are still floating around in free agency? So We'll have to wait and see, but bolt the fuck up. Thank you for asking the question.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it. Let's move it on now to Pink Unicorn.
Certified fresh.
Who asked the question. What's up, CC crew? I love free agency. It's even better when we have money to spend. 2 questions for you guys. 1, do you think we should go all in on JC Jackson or pick up Ward and buy low on a guy like Kyle Fuller? 2, are we all getting Mac jerseys to wear to the Raiders game? P.S. F Dan Orlovsky. K, love you, bye.
Yes. 1, I think we have the perfect answer for you. I think we know what it is.
JC Jackson's a Charger now, so
Let's go, baby.
So done deal
it's
there.
him all the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Good question.
And are we all getting Mac jerseys for the Raider game?
Yep. I'm getting that'll be my defensive field jersey. So I'll have the good one for Herbert and the good one for Mac.
There you go.
We're gonna have like 15 primetime games out of the 17 this
only
year.
imagine.
I can only imagine.
Just with all of these defensive guys, and Herbert on the other side of the ball,
and what we did in primetime games last year.
Absolutely.
And now you have a defense this scary. Could not have been better for us.
Come on, NFL.
Come on. And we play the Rams. Come on.
Come on.
Over under 4 primetime games.
Over. Definitely. I'm thinking 6.
Okay.
Serious. I really think there will be 6. Every single AFC West opponent once. And then we have the Rams at least 6.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. And
you know they want to go to
too,
Mexico.
right?
That's what I was about to say. You know there's going to be a pull to try and get that Chargers to Mexico now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Was that the Cardinals?
Yeah, the Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals.
Honestly, I know these would be kind of a different type of fan. But what do you think is going to happen to ticket sales and what our stadium's going to look like next year? I think there's going to be a big difference.
It'll be packed house, yeah.
And not just for the opposing teams. I think this was like a big hey guys, we're here for real. Get your season tickets.
Absolutely.
Those promos are coming. Get ready.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think the narrative is going to shift here really hard as far as.
I can't wait to watch Good Morning Football tomorrow. I really can't.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good.
They probably will only give us 5 minutes and then talk about.
No.
Schrager will take it
for an hour.
Yeah. Schrager will take at least 15
He's got
minutes.
her back.
Yeah.
Thanks, Schrags.
All right. Pink Unicorn, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Nate.
Certified fresh.
Who asked the question? Are you guys ready for Derek Carr to curl up into a ball like the little bitch he is when he sees Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa running straight for him? Because I sure am. Bolt the f*** up! Woo!
Yeah, we'll see for sure if Joey Bosa's prediction of him being scared when he gets hit is real, because it's coming.
If he's got 2. If you got Bosa one side, Khalil Mack on the other,
he might just not play against us. I think he might just fake an injury and just not show.
Pull the hammy.
I think that's on the board. That should be a bet in Vegas.
Guys, I stubbed my toe. Put in Mariota, please. I can't play on this toe. It's really swollen.
He's screwed. He's absolutely screwed.
Absolutely.
And Mahomes hasn't done well. We've done pretty well against him without Khalil Mack and these guys.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do super well when he's got tons of pressure. We've all seen that. So this should be really. There's so many things that are affected by what's happened in the last.
If you are a believing person, start praying for health for our team, because we have the pieces we need.
We do.
Just need to stay healthy.
Under pressure. Looking down on me, looking down on you. You're an asshole. All right. Thank you, Nate, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Blonded Surfer, who asked the question. Oh, my God. Okay. It's happening. We got Khalil Mack. Everybody stay calm. Stay calm. We got Khalil Mack. Stay calm. Oh, what an acquisition. Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa on the same line. Stop. I promised my girlfriend I wouldn't let anything get me more bolted up than she does. I have a weird feeling that this is finally the year when we finally win it all. What's the first thing you're doing? Hugging your lady, perhaps throwing your kid or dog up so high they hit the ceiling fan while it's moving? Or maybe you just lay on the floor face first, crying like you never had before.
I plan on hugging you guys and weeping and
just
being a gooey mess at the whatever game
I think it really is. It's just going to be emotional. It's just going to be an emotional moment.
Yeah.
I might do all those in a row. I might just find a kid, throw it at a fan. Yeah. I cry after most wins, so it wouldn't be new.
Yeah.
I do pretty much anything. Like I said, I'd do anything for a Super Bowl. If you have a baby, you want me to throw it at a fan? I'll consider it if that would secure the win.
If he's got a helmet, then it's game on.
Yeah. Definitely the dog.
Any different opinion there, Kyle?
I can't answer that question. I don't know what I will do if we win. There's there's a lot of factors. I don't know where I'll be.
Just throwing up, pissing, and shitting himself all at the same moment. Like, oh God!
I don't know.
It's possible.
I don't know what I would do.
We won't rule it out.
No, very possible.
Yeah, I think it's just going to become an out of body experience.
Joy.
You're just going to
just
step
joy.
outside of yourself and just be like, "What is happening right now?" Like,
I don't think I'll be able to talk. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be screaming or yelling or like hugging it. I think I'm just going to stay there, like broken. Basically, like pause.
It'll be the highest high that you've ever experienced.
I wonder if it's like Return of the Jedi at the end when there's like the ghosts of former Charger past that are just like standing there looking at us like, "Well done, boys."
Just giving a silent nod of approval. And
I'm gonna believe that that's true.
I like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good call there, Kev. All right, Blonded Surfer, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Daniel Llewellyn, who asked the question. Okay, brochachos. So give me your way too early predictions on AFC Wild Wild West QB ranks at the end of 22-23. Assume all four play 17 games. Mine, number 1, J. Herb. Number 2, Patty Mahomes. Number 3, Russ Wilson. Number 4 is going to be the Chargers punters on fake punts. And somewhere around 12, I guess, will be Derek Carr, I suppose. All right. Okay, later on, dude.
Good one, Daniel. Good one.
Everyone's so excited about Russell Wilson. I do think he's the third best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's the second now.
Really?
After Mahomes after him. I think what's going to happen to that team, your quarterback's as good as the team will be, right?
Sure.
I don't think the Chiefs are going to be where the Broncos are going to be next year. I really don't. Mahomes is great, but he's not going to have the people around him the way Wilson is going to have a lot more playmakers around him.
Well, he's still going to have Kelsey and Tyreek Hill.
I was going to say,
I know, but then your defense and everything else on that roster is so in question. Like the Broncos are I think they're going to win more games than the Chiefs.
Wow. That's a hot take. I haven't heard that yet.
Hot take, Kev.
Yeah.
Got to have one.
Didn't say it was a good take. I just said it was a hot take.
It was just hot. It's overdone. Yeah. You just let it sit too long.
Just dried out.
I can't disagree with this.
I just hate the Chiefs so much that I'm like this.
Yeah, you're just manifesting it.
Yeah. That was a little too personal of an answer, I think.
Yeah.
No, but I think it would be interesting. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. No. It could certainly happen. It'll be interesting to see what Russell Wilson does with the Broncos.
If they didn't win like 8 games in a row this year, they would have been in third place.
Yeah, that's true. So, all right. Daniel Llewellyn, thank you for asking the question, dear. Let's move it on now to Touch of Phallus.
Holy shit, he's back.
I haven't heard this name in a while. Let's see what he's up to. He's got a question. My friends, it's been a while. I've never left, just listening and lurking. My question is, on a scale of 1 to the Russian stock market, how f***ed are the opposing AFC West QBs with the return of the Mack? And should those dumb pirate bastards just hoist the white flag right now?
It's definitely Russian stock market. It is plummeting, and you can't take any of your money out. You're stuck with what you got.
Yeah, it's
holy.
Because I mean, and again, I think Touch of Phallus wrote this prior to every other pickup that we just had today. So I think all these other quarterbacks, I want to make sure their 401k is nice.
We need to talk to someone. We need to, I really want to talk to like another fan of a team in the AFC. Kev, you got to reach out to your buddy that's a Chiefs fan. That's not super lame. That
I'm going to be on a movie with them in like 10 days. I'm going to bring this. I'm going to be on set with 2 Chiefs fans.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on set with 2 Chiefs fans. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring up Khalil Mack and JC Jackson, at least one player a day for the whole duration of the filming.
And just see what it does to their face.
Right when they're in the middle of doing something really intense and hard, I'm like, so what do you think, Khalil Mack? Like right when they're like on a ladder, like putting up a light. I'm like, Khalil Mack, what do you think? And while I'm sitting on the dolly, just like looking at him, what do you think? Khalil Mack?
Khalil Mack,
okay,
JC Jackson?
Cool.
Yeah?
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
No worries. Yeah, I'll get into it. I'll find that out for you. No problem. I'll report back.
All right. Well, Touch of Phallus, good to hear from you, buddy. Glad you're doing
Dude,
all right.
so good.
Yeah.
Please don't stay away that long.
Yeah, don't be a
work
stranger.
so long.
Yeah. You've got some good questions. I know you do.
Funny shit.
Let's move it on now to our next one. JP, who asked the question. Whenever I see people talk about run defense, they bring up the D-line, which is obvious because that's the point of attack. But which position group really has a bigger impact in Staley's defense? Linebackers or defensive line? All right. And shout out to Tom Telesco for Mac and Mike deals. And obviously, JP didn't even know what happened today. So shout out to Tom Telesco for everything he's done so far.
Just being an absolute stud over the last 7 days.
Gangster.
How things can change in a couple days for the TT crowd.
All right. So which position group really has a bigger impact on Staley's defense? Linebackers or defensive line?
When it comes to the running game, they work so interconnectedly that it's really hard to say which one. Because I agree. I think our linebackers played well. Like everyone saw that they were making tackles and they didn't play extremely poorly. So you have to immediately put the blame on the defensive line. But it does go hand in hand. They're working together in unison. It especially with the way that our defense works. We have 3 defensive linemen and 4 linebackers. So you could easily say, yeah, linebackers are more important. But there's just a fit to these run gaps that you can't put it on one guy because the 2 A gaps, you could have a linebacker and a nose tackle responsible for it. And based on where the nose tackle goes, the linebacker has to fill the other. And there's so many moving pieces and all of that working together that I was a linebacker. I was a linebacker coach. I was a defensive coordinator, and for me, the way that I scheme my defense, my linebackers were responsible for making most of the tackles, which we see, right? You don't see defensive tackles making 100+ tackles, but you do see Kaiser White making 100+ tackles,
right? Yeah.
But the problem with making a linebacker making a tackle is usually it's at depth 3+ yards, unless the defensive line is able to hold the line of scrimmage and let those linebackers get downhill. So it's kind of a loaded question. You have to have good linebackers, but you also have to have, they work together in so much unison that you have to have both.
There's some, it's a team effort, as we've talked about.
That's why we love football.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, there you go, JP. I hope that answered your question. Thank you for asking
like
it.
Mini coach's classroom.
Little one.
I love the
Short and
question
sweet.
because linebackers are overshadowed a lot. I don't know why it's not been talked about at all, especially with Kaiser White being a free agent.
Right
now it's Kenneth Murray and Drew Trangle, which I love Drew, but that needs to be addressed.
We've got these 2 guys, and I love this one, and
I
that's
love
all I'll
this
say
one.
about that.
We all agree Kenneth Murray had a real bad year.
It was a
last
rough year.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can jump back from that and get back to what we saw in his
Be
freshman
a first
year.
round pick.
Yeah.
Because that's where we drafted you.
All right. Thank you for asking the question, JP. Let's move it on now to Senior Snappy, who asked the question. Would you wish Aaron a happy birthday? Well, there you go, Aaron. Happy birthday. My second question for Coach, were the run defense problems more on the D-line or the linebackers? It seems the linebackers were asked to think in Staley's D and were late to hit the wrong gaps on those bad run plays, examples versus the Raiders. All right, so kind of a similar question, but I think given the change in the defensive scheme that we saw going from Anthony Lynn's or even Gus Bradley's to Brandon Staley's defense, is it something where the linebackers were just kind of making missteps and making some miscalculations? Because I know that you've said in the past that, like, okay, well, if this guy does this thing, I got to do this. Or if he does this, I got to do this.
Right.
And so is it just kind of like a mind game thing for some of these linebackers? I mean, obviously we can't tell because we're not in their mind, but
yeah,
we can make a
that's
guess.
the hardest thing. The hardest thing about being a fan is I don't know what the play call was.
Right.
If 2 guys end up in the same gap, I don't know which one screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
even when I watched a lot of games, I see Joey Bosa, who looks like he's the contain guy on the edge, and he jumps inside last minute because he thinks he can make a play. But then you're going to blame a linebacker for not being there. So it's just like, it's so hard for me to be fair in my critiques when it's sometimes I don't know. I don't know who messed up, and I don't know what the scheme was called. I think a lot of the times what I saw, just like thinking back to the season as a whole, when they ran the ball really well, there was just so much push up front. Their offensive line was getting 2-3 yards deep. What do you want a linebacker to do? Like, you can't get over the top. Everything as a linebacker, you're 5 yards deep. Everything is an angle. So you have an angle, like a tight angle to the A, a wider angle to the B, and an even wider one out to the C gap. But if a lineman gets pushed back, I can't take that direct 45-degree angle. I might have to step up underneath and go try to make a play. So I think the bigger issue was our defensive line getting pushed too much and not establishing the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
But like again, a big broad, it's just hard. It's hard unless you know what the play call was. You don't know.
Well, I think that's a good answer. That it is, you can't tell because you don't know who screwed up. So I think it's a team effort when we are successful on defense, and a team effort when we aren't successful. So,
and we're going to have more players that have played in the scheme before. So hopefully some of that easy mistakes are kind of shifted and not there anymore because they have experience playing this style.
Yeah, it's a great point, Kev. So, Senior Snappy, thank you for asking the question. Let's moving on now to Cerberus21.
Happy birthday, Aaron.
Oh, yeah,
happy birthday, Aaron.
Cerberus21, who asked the question.
Y'all hear about this new and improved Chargers defense? Bosa the Bear, Derwin the Destroyer, and now Big Mac Daddy himself. Oh, Lord, they're coming. My question to the Chargers is, do you think the J.C. Jackson rumors are there to deflect what the Chargers are actually wanting to be doing, or do you think Staley really just loves him some Ce-le-brate alligator? Before I go, need y'all to tell Coach to stop slouching so much. He's going to get that osteoporosis if he keeps doing podcasts looking like a half-baked lasagna. Anyway, y'all have a great rest of the week now.
How can you tell I'm slouching? I mean, I am, but I tried to sit up earlier, and then I try to angle my camera, and then you lose the screen.
Okay, so there you go.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's for effects there, Cerberus.
I'm doing this for you.
Yeah, this is for you. He's getting the osteoporosis.
He just doesn't have a
for
seat
you.
that you can lower.
Yeah, gum. Yeah, I don't. Maybe
Ce-le-brate alligator.
Ce-le-brate alligator is a great name.
I like
That's good.
So, and it's not even a rumor anymore because it is now a fact.
It Honestly, though, if I would have answered this yesterday, I probably would have said deflect.
Yeah?
Because it's just, it was so obvious. I was like, there's no way it's going to happen.
Yeah, so unrealistic. So you dodged a bad take by not taking this.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which do you think was more obvious, signing J.C. Jackson or going after Akeem Hicks? Because Hicks hasn't happened yet.
No, but I mean, everything, but like all the reports coming out, everyone was saying Chargers are heavily involved in JC. All of our players start following him. It seemed so like this is going to happen that I was like, there's no way it's actually going to happen.
Yeah, it was too good to be true. You're a Charger fan. It was too good to be true.
All right. Okay, well, there you go, Cerberus21. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Senora Snappy, who asked the question.
Oh, yeah, brothers. Pat McAfee was offered a chance to be in WrestleMania, but Vince McMahon must have said his prayers and eaten his vitamins because now it ain't gonna happen. That got me thinking, brothers, if Justin Herbert participated in WrestleMania, what would be his wrestling name, his theme song walking into the arena, and most importantly, his outfit? K-love you, bye.
This is interesting because when we were in Vegas, we ran into this is
interesting.
This is interesting.
This is a good question.
This is a good question because when we were in Vegas, we ran into we were like pissed, like taking a piss at the basketball game, and next to us was a guy in an Oregon Herbert jersey.
Yeah,
and then we were, odd time to have a conversation, but he's like, why do you call him Herbo?
Yeah,
I'm like, that's his nickname. He's like, no, it's not. It's Herbie. I'm like,
so
shit.
angrily. It's
so
Herbie.
Yeah, he was taking. Yeah, he was not happy about the Herbo. So
wow,
this is a good question. What would this name be? Because this is a free for all at this point.
Well, you got to look at there's wrestlers that go by a name like Hulk Hogan, and you've got guys that will kind of add some flair to the name, like Macho Man Randy Savage, Jake the Snake Roberts. And then you've got guys that just give a completely different nickname, like The Undertaker. Like that has nothing to do with
or
his
Gold
name.
Member or Goldfinger, whatever it was.
Gold Member. He loves gold.
I think it was like Gold Dust is the guy's name. I remember that guy. He'd always like hump people in the ring.
We totally remember him. Yeah.
I totally remember that vividly.
So, so what do you think? Like, what avenue does he go down? He doesn't just go, and now coming in the ring is Justin Herbert.
No, you have to have a character.
Or Justin the Flow Herbert. Or just the Flow. Here comes the Flow.
Comes out on like a surfboard.
Brent. Does he do the bushwhacking? Does he come in with that?
That'd be awesome. He just comes in like this.
Justin Golden Arm Herbert
comes in with like a hype man behind him, just throwing balls at whoever's opponent is. Yeah. He gets in there and he's already out. He's knocked out. Something golden it's like isn't there a golden boy, a golden god, golden something?
God.
I'm a golden god. Like that's I think he's the golden god.
I think he's the golden god. That seems too arrogant for Justin Herbert. I think he would be too humble for that. I think you just call him the Flow. I like that as a name.
Okay, I like it.
And any particular music? What's his theme song as he's coming out?
I
Beach
believe in a
Boys?
thing called love. Just listen to the rhythm of my heart. That one.
There you go. All right.
Maybe.
Let us know the right answer.
Yeah, you tell us.
What do you think, Senora? I want to know what you think.
Yeah, what is
Justin Herbert's finest hour with creativity?
Yeah, we blew that. That is like normally a hypothetical.
That was a great question.
You started it off so strong, and then you were just like,
I feel like our minds are so muddied.
I think Kyle and I, you were still dealing with the fact that we were just in Vegas for 4 days. I think that's
our minds aren't super sharp, so
They're
we need
a little
you to carry us, Adam.
I'm trying my best.
so glad we don't charge for this because I would have to refund for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Senora Snappy, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Bobby, a.k.a. Bozzy, who asked the question. Hello, guys. First time in a while. The arms race in the AFC West is strong. Got Khalil Mack. What do you guys think? Jackson from New England and go Davis in the draft? What do you think? Bolt gang or do not bang? K, love you, bye.
This is still possible with all the shit that went down. We could still get all
yes
the defensive linemen. And then Davis is sitting there at 17. I don't know why you wouldn't have the scariest defensive line rotation in all of football. They might make a new front. They might just put all of them like the jumbo package. Whoever is going to run that against us, no fucking chance. Maybe you make Davis
short
a fullback.
yardage.
Maybe he's the fullback too.
He's the fridge.
Yeah, refrigerator. I think he scored a touchdown as fullback, so you could get him a few more offensive reps.
He can certainly run.
Imagine trying to see Austin Eckler behind him. Impossible.
Impossible.
Just jump onto his back and let him run 4.5 or 4.6, whatever he ran. Just go
4.9.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I think honestly,
I said it.
It's gonna be.
I like it better with the 4.6.
Yeah, 4.6 is better.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the draft because I think it really is now just going to be best player available.
Yeah,
like
100%.
We don't know who's going to be available come the 17th pick. If one of the top, offensive tackles is there, go for it. And if not, if it's Jordan Davis, go for it. Like, I don't know what all the other teams ahead of 17, what their needs are. And we've been surprised in the past. So best player available, whatever it is, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Yeah. Bobby, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Belly Full of Swans, who asked the question. Picture a D-line with Bosa, Mack, and newly drafted Jordan Davis in the middle. Now imagine you are the offensive coordinator of the team facing them. Which assignments do you give the O-line / blockers for the D-line / rushers they are to face? I need to hear Coach's thoughts on this, but looking forward to all of your responses today in the Twilight Zone. All right.
We are in the Twilight Zone right now for sure.
Yeah. So, Kyle, if you're if you're the offensive coordinator, what are you telling your line? What are you telling your guys? Like,
good luck.
Say a prayer.
All the best.
Just do your darndest.
Don't get hurt.
I didn't prepare you well enough for this, so this is kind of on me. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, they're gonna chip one guy with the running back, keep tight end on the other side. So they're gonna have 3 receivers to go on routes, and we have 3 awesome cornerbacks. I don't really know what teams are gonna do.
And then you get Jordan Davis.
Good luck.
Throw that in the mix.
Good luck.
I still want that. That'd be sweet.
That would be pretty rad. All right. So thank you, Belly Full of Swans, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Supercharger.
Vegas Maudlin.
The Maudlin himself, who asked the questions.
Big
Question.
Maud.
What's up, Bolt Gang? This is Mike Maudlin here. From what it looks like so far, the Chargers are likely to use free agency to build up the defense. If that ends up being the case and we can solidify interior defensive line, cornerback, and maybe even linebacker, what are each of your choices in the first round of the draft and why? K, love you, bye.
That was good.
That was good.
That was good.
Very
solid.
Yeah.
That was solid.
Oh, man. All right. So if we can solidify the defensive line, we did. Cornerback, we did.
Done.
Maybe even linebacker, not yet. What are each of your choices in the first round of the draft and why?
I still like Penning because that's clear need now.
Stop.
I just want to say how I feel.
Okay, fine, but then we're not going to get him.
Maybe this is a different year, Kyle. I haven't had a year like this. This has been a good year so far.
It is a new year. The changes could happen.
If you don't want to get the guy that you want, keep saying it out loud.
Say it 3 times while looking in the mirror.
Penning.
And then click your heels.
It does like horror movies. That'd be scary. Candyman.
How about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I just, my biggest fear is going back to being a team that doesn't have a good offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like one injury away from that. So I always want offensive line in the first round.
Yeah.
So if one of the top guys is still there at 17, I think you pull the trigger. But yeah, other than it's a wide open. I think even with what we've already done today, you've addressed so much that whatever you don't get in the draft becomes that late free agency window that you pick up a couple of guys that are still left to fill in the spots that you need. And I think where we're at in positions and depth right now, we're just looking at depth. I mean, the majority of our starters are locked in except for the right side of that offensive line. So
tight end.
I think offensive line, that's my hope.
Yeah.
It's not flashy. It's not as fun as what we've seen over the last 24 hours.
No, but I mean, Rashawn Slater wasn't flashy, and look what he did for us last year.
Yeah.
So I'm all for, if there's we're all expecting Balaga to get cut, and we don't know if Ibushi will come back. I'd like to see Ibushi come back.
I'd love to see.
He played well.
I don't think he's going to be expensive coming off an ACL injury.
Right.
I think you could sign him and he could play awesome.
Yeah. So I think if we can get Ibushi back, we've still got Hymas behind him.
Yep.
I would, and maybe Storm. I don't know. Storm Norton's a free agent right now. He may or may not come back as depth. So I would love to see us, if we can get a top 3 offensive tackle from the draft, whoever that ends up being, I'm all for it. So. Yep. I think that would be a good pick. So
yeah, and there was one. It was Scott Questenberry's brother who plays right tackle had just become available. So
absolutely,
it could be more, just more depth. I think, like you said, Kyle. I'd love to get. I'm in like splash mode. These fancy guys. Let's grab one fancy tackle.
I also think that where we're at now, you could trade back pretty easy.
Absolutely, that's a possibility.
17 is not like a necessity for us. So if somebody falls, like a quarterback falls that somebody really wants. I think we could trade back and maybe even recoup our second round pick. There's a lot more on the table right now. We're not dependent on whatever is available at 17.
Right. Yeah, we might be in Rams mode right now where it's them picks. So we'll see what happens. But Mike, thank you for asking the question, buddy. Let's move on now to Jack, who asked the question.
With the addition of Sebastian Joseph-Day and J.C. Jackson, could you see the Chargers draft needs change? Been seeing Jordan Davis mocked to us a lot, but could we use pick 17 elsewhere? I like the potential of trading down and grabbing a freaky linebacker like Dean or Lloyd, especially with the potential of losing Kaiser White in free agency, or potentially another weapon for Herbert.
So absolutely, it's a possibility. And Kyle just said with the idea of possibly trading down. I don't know about getting another weapon for Herbert though. Like,
well, you could always use a quick guy. You could always use a good receiver.
As a top pick, as one of your first round picks. I mean,
if it's too good to
if it's best available,
there,
then I'm all for it. But it's just I don't know. I don't foresee that. If they're potentially saying that Davis gets falls to us, I think that's the guy, or a top offensive tackle. I don't know that a wide receiver, as much as I love getting new flashy wide receivers, I just don't foresee that being the case.
Yeah. I don't know. There's so many dependents in this situation, right? Getting a trade partner, it's not like there's not a quarterback heavy. That's normally the position you move up to try to go get.
Right.
It's not likely that that's going to be the issue. Exactly.
And 17 is like a trade that happens on the night. That's not something that's like lined up and ready to go. So
right.
I don't know. Like if there are guys there, at pick 15 or whatever, when somebody would call to be like, hey, we're getting close, our guy's still on the clock, but are the guys still there? Like you go for the guy. I think there's two guys I'm looking at, and I know you don't want me to talk on this podcast anymore, Kyle, because I'm going to jinx you. But Penning and Davis. Penning and Davis are the guys not going to happen. Those are the two guys
I can promise you Jordan Davis and Penning will not be Chargers because of you.
This guilt is unnecessary. Okay?
All right.
No, I warned you.
No.
Tua.
All right. Jack, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Okie Doggy, who asked the question.
Woof, woof. Let's f***ing go! The past week was eventful, to say the least. I got to listen to the best podcast on Tuesday. I got to see Real Madrid come back against the greedy Paris Saint-Germain f***ers who want to buy their way into a Champions League title. Thursday, I got to see Big Mac traded to our team, and I got to celebrate my birthday on Friday, baby! Now I got to see free agency in the NCAA tournament the rest of the month. Hell yeah, baby! My question to you guys this week is, would you want the team to stay put at 17, or would you want them to trade up or down depending on how the draft goes? Also, if Penning and Davis are off the board, I'm looking at you there, Kev. If they're off the board, who are some other draft prospects you are interested in? Thanks, guys, and those motherfucking donkeys for trying to win with a quarterback that wasn't theirs to begin with, baby!
All right.
Well, happy birthday, Okie Doggy.
Happy birthday, Okie Doggy.
Happy birthday to you, my friend.
All right. So, if those two names are off the board, which now
are off,
Kyle is calling it that they won't be there.
They won't be there, yeah. Well, even if they are there, we're not going to pick them.
Do you want me to not say my answer then?
No, say
how do you want me to do this? What about, that's just a random name. Do you want me to say a random name?
Do whatever you want, dude.
Oh my God.
Do whatever you want, man. You do you, boo-boo.
Well, here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want us to miss our pick and then we lose it that year. How about that? That's what we
don't get the pick in.
Yeah, we don't get our pick in.
The little timer runs out and we never see the pick is in. They just skip us.
That's happened before.
That certainly has.
Well, I want to answer the question. Like, if it's not those two, and if I would prefer to stay at 17, and if it's not those two, there's some of these other guys are going to be available.
Mm-hmm.
If for the love of God reason, Jameson Williams from Alabama is available, the guy is amazing. He'd be fantastic on this team and would give Justin another crazy weapon. So that's what's so cool about this draft is there's going to be so many options because there's a lot of guys that we want that could make it to 17. It's not like, that's never going to happen, or, oh dear God, Rashawn Slater, I can't believe he's here. Like, some of these guys could be here. So I think the way we're shaping stuff up now, we could do whatever we want. And I wouldn't be bummed about it. Like last year, would have been bummed about a couple things. Not this year. This year's not going to be a problem for me, I don't think.
Okay. How about you there, Kyle?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't digested everything that's happened today enough to even go back and like relook at what, because in my head before this, it was before the Khalil Mack and all the free agency, it was we need an edge rusher or a corner.
Mm-hmm.
But now we absolutely do not. And so if one of those guys is not there, an interior guy or a right tackle, it's like
you get your
I'm not
boy
going to take a
Olave.
linebacker at
Olave?
17.
Olave
if he's there, but I think you trade back if one of those guys isn't there that you really, really want, because you can recoup a second or even recoup another third, and add some of that depth that we really need on the team for special teams.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm looking at like lists now of like where these guys are potentially being drafted, and I'm pretty sure one of those two guys will be there, but on the off chance that they aren't, I don't have a specific name that I could throw out there, but I think, Trevor Penning is listed as like the top 4. I think we could get a top 4 by pick 17, offensive tackle. And if not, then a tight end, I think, is a possibility too. I think, we've got Donald Parham, we tendered him. There's no word on Cook on what his situation is going to be. Hopefully we're not seeing him come back. Steven Anderson, would love to have him back. Trey McKitty obviously will still be back, but I feel like there's room for a bigger tight end presence, somebody fresh. Who is that? I don't know. But I think that would be, I wouldn't hate that to see that pick come up in there, because that's also somebody that's going to help on the line in certain situations. So,
and there's a lot of other offensive linemen, like you were saying, like you'd be fine with an offensive lineman. There's a lot of other offensive linemen that did well at the combine,
right,
that are in that same tier. We like Penning because he's, like
he ran a good
flashy.
40.
I like his mentality.
Yeah. But I guarantee you, there's some other, tackles in the draft that could be good there. So I don't. If they don't keep Bulaga, and I think you're looking at the draft, be the first or second round for a right tackle.
Yeah, definitely. All right, there you go, Okie Doggy. Thank you for asking the question, and happy birthday one more time.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Let's move it on now to Bolts Mex, who asked the question. Sup, Bolt fam? With the Mack trade, it seems that Telesco and company will be fully invested on the defensive side of the ball. However, what are the chances of signing a good tight end? Since the ones linked to our team have all been franchise tag, I know Parham is reliable, but not a difference maker. Shoutouts from Telesco Mets.
And certified fresh, my complete and utter apologies for missing that.
It's all right.
So
better later than never. Yeah. All right. So signing a good tight end, I don't know. I feel like you said, all the good tight ends that we've been even thinking about have all been franchise tagged or re-signed or something like that. So I don't know any other free agent tight ends that are floating around out there that I would go, ooh, yeah, let's bring him on.
I feel a lot better now that Parham is like, I still wasn't sure he was going to Parham, sorry, that he was, I haven't said his name in a while, that he's going to come back. I think that makes this less of a stressful situation than it would have been. I don't think Cook comes back. I think Steven Anderson could come back now. I think that's an easier sign. And then you try and draft somebody. I think that's realistic.
Yeah, I think the guy that I said right when he name popped up on Instagram was Kyle Rudolph. I could see a guy like that coming on.
Sure.
He's not going to demand $1 gajillion, I don't think, unless I'm way off on the market value of Kyle Rudolph. But it's very much a Jared Cook-ish player. We had a number 3 ranked offense in the league with what we had. I don't think that it's going to be a glaring, holy cow, we need a number 1 top 5 tight end to be a successful offense.
Right.
And it's clear that that's kind of where we're headed. I don't see a big name splash. I don't think we do the draft. Trey McKitty we drafted last year. We have plenty of Parham is a young guy. We have plenty of young guys. We need, if you go get another tight end, it's getting an established guy that can kind of be a leader in the locker room and go make some big plays in key spots.
Well, I'm curious if that you were talking about like the wide receiving core at this point is about consistency. Do they bring back Cook for another year? Is that realistic? For us, it sucks. We're kind of not pumped on that with the amount of drops and kind of bonehead plays that happen this year. But if you've had a year with him, can you get better from that, or do you start from scratch?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a possibility. We won't rule it out. But
the entire offense just stays exactly status quo.
Yeah, just add a couple.
And then the defense is completely different.
Yeah, we had a top 5 offense. You just get a new defense.
Just keep them.
Yeah,
just keep them all. Add a fancy running back in free agency. Like I saw like a Leonard Fournette, or we were talking about Rashad Penny. You know, like one of these guys would be kind of fun.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, Bolts Mex. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Unanimous, who asked the question.
Golly! Looks like Bulldog and Huggin need to worry about Coach. Sneaky little backstabbing son of a bitch. He had his answer ready to go, if you know what I'm saying. So, no question this week, but can we please get a replay of Kevin crying when the Dolphins took Tua and also when Detroit took Sewell?
Yes, we can. I have that ready right here. Give me 1 second.
No!
Oh, boy. It's a tough day to be Kevin Duggan, folks.
Oh, my God, you whiny baby.
That was so dramatic.
Oh, that's so good. Look at him.
Right. And let's
we all make some mistakes, guys. We all make mistakes. I made a mistake, and I'm glad
you make emotional mistakes too.
Yeah. That's good. Let's put a cherry on this cupcake with the Penne reaction. Here we go. All right, folks. Well, there you go. Penne Sewell is off.
See this? You see this? See this imaginary dagger in my hand? Right there in my heart. Just squeeze.
All right. Well.
All right. Well.
I'm over the draft. I'm not going to talk like these next few weeks leading up to it. I'm not going to say anything.
Well,
so I'm just stupid.
I think what you've got going for you this year, Kev, is that you don't have to have your heart set on any one particular player.
But why would I play it safe now? I'm thinking about it. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to give you a third year in a row of me saying
is you,
something
dude.
stupid.
Don't
let anybody else dictate how you're a fan.
I'm not going to be shamed. I'm not going to be made to feel bad for my passion.
Can shove it. You do you, dude.
You are
like
unanimous. I'm me,
and
you
unanimous.
have to deal with it.
No, I'm telling you to be you. You just stay with it.
That's
dude.
right. You hold your head
Says
up
the
high,
guy
buddy.
who told me not to say who I want the whole fucking episode.
I changed my mind. You do it. Go all in, dude.
You don't like when your big brother is shamed.
Every year we'll do a clip recap of you getting disappointed.
Disappointed by some player.
We were just talking about this in Vegas, and Kyle was making fun of me about it. So this is a wild turn, Kyle. This is a wild turn you're making.
Yeah.
There you go. We're having a.
Well, Unanimous called me a backstabbing son of a bitch.
So yeah,
I have to be on your side against him right now.
But we still love you. I own up. I am happy to own up to mistakes that I've made. I have to apologize to my wife all the time because I always fuck up a lot of shit. So that's just me. That's just how I roll. And
that's
I love
how
you guys.
Kevin rolls. Yes. Well, thank you, Unanimous, for putting a cap on this character arc for this episode for Kyle. He's done some character growing, so good for him.
Full three acts of growth.
These are long episodes, guys.
These
There's
are
plenty
long
of time
ones,
to change. Yeah.
Let's move it on now to Shamelessly Positive Ryan, who asked the question.
Would you gents consider doing an official Charger Chat watch party for an away game for this upcoming season? How about a fantasy football league? K, love you, bye.
We've talked about both of these. I'm pretty down to do like a Charger Chat fantasy football league. Like that would be super fun.
That'd be fun.
So
we suck at it. You guys all know that we lose every year. That's why you want to do it with us.
Can't win for shit.
So the bragging rights would be awesome for whoever beats us, which would be inevitable.
I promise you that trophy, whatever it is, will be pretty slick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Charger Chat trophy? Oh yeah, for sure. We have one big one, and then like each year you get like a little one, like a little Charger Chat trophy.
Little one.
Hand them out. No, let's do that. I'm in. Let's do that for sure. In terms of the watch party, we like in person. You guys want to do that in person, like an in-person watch party?
I think that's what they're asking. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be easy. It's gonna be easier for me this year because I'm not gonna have a brand new baby. So things are opening up as long as my wife is cool with me.
Doors are opening now.
I have 4 kids, so it should be easier.
Change the fact. Yeah, it doesn't change the fact you have 4 kids at home.
Right.
Yeah. But my wife is dope, so we'll see. It's possible.
Or maybe we have to do a watch party in Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah, you guys come. Well, no one will show up to that. There'd be like 2 people. It's like, where would we go?
Yeah.
It'd be fun to do like a Vegas watch party and get all the Vegas fans there.
Oof.
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty
Or
wild.
What if we
during
did
the Raider game?
Yeah. Just don't go to the game.
No, I'm not
No,
going
we
to pay
can't do it.
$4,000 for a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could literally with that money get like a banquet room at some casino and like
Yeah,
a buffet.
all of the Charger fans that come to our watch party, we're going to take the money that it would have cost for the cheapest ticket, make a big pool, and put it all on the Chargers to cover.
There you go.
Yeah.
Talk,
there you go.
Talk about
It's
a pot
all
right there.
coming together.
Oh, and we got our Herbert bet in, bet 100. That's I wish we would have a Charger bet in. I wish we would have done it before the Mac news. It would have been
Odds
1,800.
weren't as favorable.
We
yeah.
lost $300 of potential winnings because of the
Just
Mac
from
signing.
Khalil
We got
Mack.
Wow.
proper.
All right. Well,
we'll see if it hits. Then we'll know if
yeah. Then we'll know. So, all right. Shamelessly positive, Ryan. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Brian LaRoe, who asked the question.
I haven't been as involved in the offseason due to circumstances, but jumping back in, thanks, Mac. What happens at RB2? Think the team throws another draft pick at it? I think they should use the pick elsewhere and give Kelly one last go and see what right tackle has in year 2. Oh, I think he might have meant Roundtree. I don't know.
RT.
Yeah, he's not RB2 anymore. You're gonna need 3. Well, they've been carrying 4 running backs. I have no problem at this point. Like I don't know can't remember where Kelly is. I don't think he's got one more year, but like at this point, he's not really doing much. They're going with Jackson and Roundtree over him.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with going after a guy that hasn't had much success that should be a good running back. We don't need a stud. We need a power back. That's what I think we need. We need a guy that can take a couple carries away from Austin and get some positive yardage. That's all we really need. And those guys could have stood up last year, stepped up to the plate and did that, but they just didn't. It wasn't there. So I could see us going after somebody.
I have my fingers crossed for Cordell Patterson. I just think that would be
pretty
so
sweet.
fun and dynamic and different than what we have had in any position. He's a return guy as well, so you eat up that kind of cap space with him being able to return. He can be running back. He can be a wideout. I think it's a fun, different piece that you could toss into our offense that keep everything else the same and just add him. You add like 3 different positions.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great point, actually. I like that a lot.
That would be fun to see. Yeah, there's still some running backs that are floating around in free agency, but we're running out of money. So if we're going to make any moves,
no, we're not.
You never know.
Endless, bottomless. Pit of Spanish
amounts of money.
There you go. All right, Brian LaRoe, thank you for asking the question.
And welcome back.
Welcome back, buddy. Let's move it on now to Cali Country, who asked the question. Hey, Fred, who was your very first favorite NFL player you remember? Also, do you have one player that will always be a fan of? Definitely love the stop on the show and talk NFL and even more about the Chargers' next move for draft, trades, and any other free agents we should pick up. All right.
Certified fresh. Sorry, I've been blowing it.
Kevin's a little slow in the upswing.
Blowing it.
That's okay. First favorite NFL player, not necessarily a Charger, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was one.
Junior Seau. Yeah, both of us. We were both 55 in Pop Warner because of Junior Seau.
I was 55 in hockey. I was 55 in every sport that I would get the number 55.
Mm-hmm.
So that Junior Seau, hands down, was my favorite football player.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, for me, like football was a part of my life growing up because like if you'd go to like Thanksgiving and stuff like that, there would always be a football game on. But I didn't necessarily get into football, so I was more into baseball. So because of that, there were players that played both baseball and football that popped on my radar prior to me becoming more of a Charger fan and more a fan of football in general. So I definitely have some cards of like Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders. Both of those guys were just crazy for baseball. So in a sense, they were kind of my favorite football players, even though it wasn't necessarily football.
Good answer.
That's actually a fantastic answer. Kyle and I picked the same person.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Good question there, Cali Country. Thank you for asking it and welcome.
And one player that will always be a fan of, Phillip Rivers, no matter what.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Phillip Rivers, 100%.
And we're trying to get on a fan focus. You DM me, hit me up. Let's go.
There you go. All right, let's move on now to Charging Buck, who asked the question.
Oh, so it's the Winter Olympics, and you are in charge of putting together the U.S. curling team. Hoo-ha! What Charger players, past or present, do you put in your team of 4 players, and why? Hoo-ha!
You got to do more of him. I love that voice.
I'll bring him back more often.
Chino.
Oh.
Oh. I'd like to see a whole bunch of defensive linemen, like just big boys curling, because they have to get low.
Can big defensive guys get low, or
maybe
you gotta have quick feet though when you're on the broom?
If you want to get low, you might want Lorenzo Neal would be a good option.
Nice.
That was pretty.
I said nice. It was nice.
I said nice.
Positive reinforcement. You know I live on that shit.
I'd love to see Bosa doing it. Something about Bosa sliding around on ice, I think, would just be the funniest thing.
He's got a good visual.
I could just, all of this goofy, mic'd up business, I can just see him just striking poses as he slides down the ice.
I would love to revolutionize the game of curling and have just like the biggest
one of
smack
Kyle's
talkers
goals
out
for
there.
his whole life.
No, not just thinking about this question. It'd be fun to have people out there like talking smack.
Yeah.
You know, the more verbal guys on the team that would you know how they all kind of stand around in a scrum if you're not involved, and they're just like taking shots at the other team or Steve Perry as they let go of the curl of the little thing. Yeah. So I don't know who. I guess any of the bigger trash talkers would be. I think would be
Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Derwin James.
Yeah.
Big vocal guy. Any of those kinds of guys would be fun.
I got Lorenzo Neal just because
you could kind of pick anyone. They're all athletes. So they could curl.
Right. That's true.
But can you? I don't think I can get that kind of split
But can
squat.
you?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
We'd give them a run for their money. That's for sure.
We're missing one. We need to pick one more name to do the 4. We've almost completed the
What do you mean? I said Phil and
Sean
Derwin.
Merriman.
Okay, good.
Sean.
Done. Lorenzo Neal and Sean Merriman and Phil and the other one.
Joey Bosa.
Well, Joey Bosa.
The other one.
Jobo.
Jobo. All right. Thank you, Charging Buck, for asking the question. Let's move on now.
Such a weird question.
It's the off season, dude.
I love it.
Let's move on now to Ricky, who asked the question.
What do you guys predict Stalesco's ultimate plan is with how aggressive they have been pre-free agency?
Wish list time! Top 2 free agent acquisitions, top 2 trade acquisitions. Any player draft pick is available for trade, but we must be able to eat their cap hit. And what do you think Staley thinks about before he falls asleep every night? Wrong answers only. Okay, Ricky, I think what we're going to do is have each one of us now answer one of these questions. So,
spin the wheel.
Spin. Okay.
This is fun. So I'm first.
Yeah. So, Kev, what do you predict Stalesco's ultimate plan is with how aggressive they have been pre-free agency?
To spend all of the Spanos' money.
Spend
all of it.
All the money.
They're gonna spend. I love gold.
I think the ultimate goal is to win the Super Bowl next year.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Instead
but I think
of-
they're going to spend all of their money and then win a Super Bowl, send the value of the team up, sell the team.
Ooh, interesting. It's kind of like a Brewster's Millions. It's
that
it's a
kind of deal.
Spanos' Millions. I like it.
Like, get us a Super Bowl, value goes up, then we can get these annoying relatives off our backs. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Wish list time. Top 2 free agent acquisitions, top 2 trade acquisitions.
Just spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel, dude. You better keep that pointer finger. I know you wanted to change it.
It's the one.
Don't go middle on me.
Easy there.
I don't know how this machine works. Sorry.
I'm gonna cop out because of how perfect all of our offseason acquisitions have been so far. I can't even think of better ones.
Sure.
So top trade acquisition, Khalil Mack, because Khalil Mack, top free agency signing, J.C. Jackson, because J.C. Jackson.
Right.
Yeah, done.
It can't get any bigger than that, right?
It can't get better than what we just did. No.
Yeah, they're really, I can't think of any other guys that would be bigger. Like those were the big gets. I mean, Khalil Mack honestly wasn't even on our radar.
He wasn't. No.
He's
no
under
one's
contract.
radar.
He's under contract for like 3 more years.
He's good. Yeah, he wasn't going anywhere. He probably bought a house near that new stadium wherever.
Luckily,
the
Bears got a new GM, and he's like, "Yeah, ship this guy out. Thank you very much."
All right, and last question: what do you think Staley thinks about before he falls asleep at night? All right. What does he think about wrong answers only? What does he think about?
Okay.
He's got it. He thinks about if he would have how successful he would have been if he could have coached himself in college. Did you guys see that video of him of like all the analysts like watching him
combine.
play in college?
Yeah.
I thought that was so freaking funny.
That was pretty cool.
He was like, a little late on the release there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, Ricky. We had a little bit of fun with that. Keep it up. And we finally go out of Ask Boltfam, as we always do.
What's silent?
These past few weeks. Oh, he's going to give it to me hard. It's Jeeves.
What's silent? The D is silent.
D. Who asked the question? Whoa, hey, man, you're the guy, man. Yeah, you're the wool man guy, man. Wool dog, yeah, that's you, man. Wow, man, that's cool, man. You guys are great, man. Hey, actually, my friend has been looking for you, man. He kind of pissed, too, man. Hey, what did you do? Oh, man, there he is. Motherfucker. There the you are, you motherfucker. So, motherfucker, you motherfucker know what this is motherfucking about. Don't you, motherfucker? You don't know how to read, motherfucker. You know the motherfucking D is motherfucking silent, motherfucker. This is not the motherfucking first time we motherfucking gone over this, motherfucker. Motherfucker. Do you say knife, motherfucker? How about dumper? Huh? You dumper, motherfucker? God damn it. The motherfucking D is motherfucking silent, motherfucker. Okay. Motherfucker. Here's a question for you, motherfuckers. If some motherfucker kept mispronouncing your motherfucking name, what would you motherfucking do, huh? Motherfucker. I even wrote a motherfucking haiku for your ass to remind you, motherfucker. Motherfucking D is silent. Is it there? Who gives a shit? Motherfucking D is silent. God damn it. Sam Jack's out, motherfucker. Whoa, that was intense, man. He didn't even say bye. What did you do to his D, man? That was crazy. Hey, man, can you imagine if someone had to do like a censorship thing on that, man? It would take forever, man. I don't think that haiku was the right amount of syllables, though, man. I'm not going to correct him, though, man. I wouldn't want to do anything to offend his D, man. Oh, man. That's my phone, man. It's a cool ringtone, huh? Recorded it myself, man. Oh, shit, it's him, man. I'll put him on speaker. Hello? Oh, yeah. And the motherfucking Raiders. Can't love you. Bye, motherfuckers. Jeeves, I'm so sorry.
Dude. Thinking to how much time it would have taken you just to cut out the Jeeves that you accidentally let slip.
Yeah.
That's like a 2 hours to 2 minutes time change.
Things you will remember on your deathbed. The D is silent.
That's going on the tombstone for
sure. My rosebud. I'm on my deathbed. The D is silent. Everybody's like, what did he mean?
He knows. He knows what he meant.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jeeves.
Never again.
Never
Dumba.
again. No. Dumba. That's me. I am
Knife.
Dumba. This knife is Dumba. All right, gang. Well, I think this episode has gone on long enough. Thank you.
Guys,
everybody.
The Chargers are going to be so good next year.
So good.
Oh, God, they're going to be so good.
And this podcast might get better. Might.
All right. Well, any Bolt predictions for what's coming up? Any more free agency crazy Bolt predictions? What are we thinking?
I think we're gonna get at least one more. Like, wow.
Oh, we never discussed Tom Brady unretiring. What a douche.
Oh yeah,
boggle.
big old douche.
We'll get there on Friday.
Yeah, we'll delve into more of his douchiness on Friday for sure. But Bolt predictions. I think we get a running back. I think we'll get a veteran running back to play with Austin Eckler.
Good call.
I think we might get a right tackle. I think Bulaga goes and we get Lyle Collins. I think that could be fun.
That would be crazy if we got him.
I don't know how the accounting works, but that's what I'm thinking.
I
don't know how the accounting works, and I don't care.
I don't know how
not
numbers
gonna look
work.
into it.
But
I'm
they'll
not gonna
figure
look
it
into
out.
It's not going to stop me from winning him.
I'm not going to check any sources because I don't have it.
All right, gang. That's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye, man.
He is silent.
And now, a word from our sponsors. All right, and now let's try a glass of 2022 Chargers from the vineyards of Los Angeles. Okay, now let's swirl it. Give it a nice smell. It's got a nice nose on it, like a Bosa. Do I detect a bit of run defense? Some very gentle notes of interceptions, yes. Now let's take a little sip, just a little sip. Bold. Chargers 2022. Taste the difference.